Hi there. Hi, welcome to McBoss Capital channel. My name is Michael Chu, and today we're going to talk about is the stock market in a bull or bear for this year 2021. And we'll just go through the disclaimer. All materials shown here are for informational purpose only. They're not recommendations. Uh, we're still going to focus on sharpening our skills in relation to what to buy and when to buy. So we'll talk about the general market direction, and then we'll start talking about some industries and stocks. So right now, it's August 27th today, ending the week, and we want to review the stock market for 2021. And for Nasdaq, we continue to see higher lows and higher highs. We started the year at 12,888, and we're now at 15,129 points. So that's a 17% gain overall. So if we still have September to December, which is another 4 months left in the year. And S&P 500 is the strongest one. It has a gain of 20%. Dow Jones at 15%, and Russell Small Cap 2000 at 15%. So they're pretty close to each other. That's a pretty good gain for 8 months. Now we don't know what's going to happen in the rest of the year, but based on quite a few analysts have a strong target towards end of the year, um, anywhere from 5 to 8% further gains from here. So again, that's just what some analysts think. So we're gonna also look at the more recent action here. So let's jump to the chart right away. But what we're gonna see on the Nasdaq is that 2 weeks ago it was trading tight, and then 1 week ago we have another pullback, and it started to fall, and it fell to its 50 days moving average, and it did rebound from there. So that's a really good sign. And now we are at, again, Nasdaq has hit all-time high again. S&P by far is the best looking chart. Dow Jones are near recent high, so they're still trying to break through once again. And Russell 2000, perhaps the one that had strong action in the first 2 months of this year. But it has been choppy since the first 2 months. But now recently it has found support at 200 days and has rebound about 10, 21, and 50 days moving average, and that's a very strong indicator something has changed in terms of at least from a technical indicator perspective. So let's jump to the chart right now just to get a better picture on what it looks like. So we have Nasdaq right now here, and right here is January, and we can see in February we had a correction there. I think it was slightly, uh, I don't know, it was 10% or pretty close to it. Um, and then you see it kind of trying to come back up to the previous high right here in February. That was in May, and it did pull to a new high, but then it fell very quickly after, right? So now we're starting to build another sideways action after that, and this is what we're talking about: higher lows, right? And then higher high here. Okay, so then we went up and we did break through this time. So that was around June, and it make a new high and continue until here where it pulls back again to near its 50 days moving average. So notice that this low is much higher than this low, right? So again, this bullish action is in the uptrend, right? Now recently we had another pullback, so now we're testing again the 50-day, which is the red line, and we successfully tested, and it has rebounded since, and now we at a new high, right? Um, the other thing to consider as well is that um, look at this day where it dropped on Thursday. Um, it didn't even come close to the 10 days moving average, which is the green line here. It's kind of small, but you can see the green line here. Now notice here generally, when it rebound, it does, stick around the 10 days quite a bit before eventually either like, move on. So here, it is quite a strong action here, where Friday it just bounced, right away, and you can see the strength of that day. It's quite significant. So volume is high, but it's not the highest. So which is also good because you don't want to see a strong spike in volume where that could be all the people that just got in and that was it. Well, right now, the key is, to continue watching this. Like I said, some analysts have very strong bullish targets towards end of year. If that is true, then this is a really good sign. And we're going to dive into some stocks, and we are seeing broad strength in many stocks right now, especially from Friday's action. A lot of them have hit new recent high, and they're following the market index, same pattern. So this is a really good sign for September coming up, and uh, generally the weakest time in this next quarter would be around somewhere like mid-September to early October, um, or so September, October, January we will see some volatility. Uh, but with that being said, right now again most analysts are targeting a stronger finish towards the end of the year. And this could be due to many reasons, right, including COVID cases and but right now the news are not good, right? There's lots of news, there's the war stuff related to Afghan and so many things happening and lots of news. So don't pay attention to news as much because the market action is the primary indicator of what's going to happen. And we're not trying to predict what's going to happen, but we are interpreting that right now. Not only are we seeing strength in the index, but like I said, we will see in a few moments here that stocks are acting really well as well. So we're just gonna quickly look at S&P. This is a really strong chart. I mean, like, it's less volatile than Nasdaq, but it has a strong uptrend. It's just moving on nicely, and we're now targeting 4,500 level, which is a very psychological indicator level. Uh, if we can stay above this 4,500 and make this become a support level, like I said, we could have a strong finish towards the end of the year where some analysts are targeting 4,800, something like that. We look at Dow Jones. Now, Dow Jones, it's still strong, but it's not as strong as S&P. And it also has the volatility like Nasdaq did. So, and the last one, the small cap Russell. So here's what we were talking about later. January and February was a strong uptrend, but ever since then it was just choppy, right? It goes up, down, up, down. Like there's no pattern. Um, the one good thing that happened recently was that it was trying to test this low from way back in February. And so 2085, it didn't undercut that. It was at 2107. And then you can see this 200-day line is coming upward. And so basically, here, look how far it is above the 200 days moving average. So it basically just after this huge gain from November to February, it just needs some time to digest. So once, now that it has tested this level, and even here, right, we're trying to come close to this 2107 again, and then it rebound. It did undercut the 200-day, but it found support right away. And from there, it just basically ballooned up. and you can see it tests this 10-day moving average, the green line here once more, and now on Friday it has a powerful rally. It was most people didn't even realize it. It was almost a 3% up day for the index. So this is shows that a lot of strength coming into the small caps. So if you've been holding small caps, hopefully we can see, hopefully it will break out on this long consolidation for this year. It's been quite a while, like it's been like 6 months. So we hope to see more strength in the small caps going forward. So we're gonna look at the rising stocks and groups now, and as I mentioned, market is broadening to many stocks and groups with strengths. Watch for the uptrend, where it basically are riding the short-term 10 days moving average. um, you should see that the stocks are maybe building the right side of the base, or that it may already be in an uptrend where it has already broken out. Um, Earnings season are mostly done for Q2. So we should expect more stability in how the stock act in the next month. And our research are continue based on the 6 sectors here that we look at: technology, retail, industrial, health, commodities, and financial. So we're going to jump into, we highlight just a few groups that we're seeing strength right now. And one of them that we have been following for a long time now is the computer software security group. So let's jump to that right now, to the chart. So here is CrowdStrike. You can see it's been up, like, I don't know, 9 days in a row. Right? It broke to a new high. This is the base right here. And even after it broke out from the base, it took a while, and then it even pulled back here, where it probably shaking out a lot of investors. But look at this volume here compared to the up days volume. So the blue bars here are the up day, where the volume, and look at how much volume came in the last 4 days, right? After such a strong run, I don't expect it to continue go up another 10 days, but at some point it's gonna either go sideways or pull back a little bit towards the 10 days, which is the green line, or the pink dot, or the red line, which is the 50-day. So at some point it's gonna pull back slightly, and that could give you an opportunity to get in if you haven't yet, right? So this is CrowdStrike. Um, so before I jump to more stocks, let's look at the group chart. So this is a combination of all the security stock chart. So this is the group, right? Look at this group chart right here, and it just recently, this is the main base right here, right? And it broke out, and then now you can see it pull back to the near the 50-day right here, and now it broke out to a new high. So this is pretty much classic, right? Where we have this base, and then it went up, and then it pulled back. The first pullback really, you can consider this one as well a pullback, but this is the second pullback. Um, but this one actually undercut the 50-day, and so you could have gotten around here or here, right? But right now it's definitely extended, and wait for it to pull back slightly. It might happen soon. So now let's jump back to the um, crowd stock, crowd security stock here. And just 1 second, I'm just gonna jump back to my list. Okay, so we're gonna look at cyber as well, cyber, and look at this pattern. It's still in the base, right? This base right here, um, and it hasn't broken out yet. But you can see it's riding the right side of the base right now, and anytime it passes a certain, um, it pulled back here, and then that gives you an opportunity to buy in. And then here, it it pulls back here, it gives you an opportunity to get in near this level. Now we are near the all-time high. So, again, if it breaks out here, that gives you an opportunity. So Fortinet is a very strong stock. It has shaken out a lot of people at this junction here. And then it went up more. And then here it pulled back to 21 day. and now it bounced off again. So this is just a tremendous looking chart. Um, so continue to monitor this. Mimecast is it just act really strong recently, following the same pattern as the whole group. So I think overall the whole group are just showing significant strength. Uh, this is Northern LifeLock. This is Okta Security, and this is Palo Alto, which had a really good report earning jump significantly right here. Um, and it continued to move upward. So this is Ping Identity, Qualysys, and this is GC and Zscaler. So this is also having a nice uptrend. Now, again, like, is it too late to get in this? Yes, at this point, assuming they're not at a proper buy point. So you can see, the tool I'm using here is actually 19% from this pivot right here, 19%. So generally, 20% is a good takeaway profit, right? So it is quite near the 20%. At least you should take some profit. So, but I'm highlighting this to show you that, the strength is there in the group, and you just have to find the right buy point. Um, the next one is in retail, and this one, is not common to see this year, but right now is not surprising because the economy has opened up quite a bit, and people are really want to travel and enjoy some entertainment. So let's look at the casino group right now. They're part of the leisure gaming equipment, but really they're just casinos and hotels, and and you can see that and they have a really bad chart, right, for the most of the year, and it follows almost the same as the Russell 2000. So where January February was strong, and then after that it was just choppy, right? In fact, it's probably more down than up, right? And so now all of a sudden we saw this on the right side right here. We see this huge uptick. Not only did it move up, but look how fast it moved up, right? It even break through the 50-day without thinking twice, right? Normally it goes through 50-day and then it pulls back. In this case, it never did. It just kept going up, right? So there is some huge strength here, and because this is still early in the base, there's lots of opportunity here to get in. So let's jump to the stuff. Caesar, right here, we're seeing this strong uptrend. So this is the base right now, and this would be the traditional buy point. Other buy points would be like somewhere like there, right here, where you just draw, a line across the top right here. That's how you can buy in early. Those are more aggressive buy point. Uh, well, let me go back to my list here. Sorry, I need to find. The next one is DraftKings. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what's happening in the chart here. It's really hard to tell. Something screwed up with this black line. Um, but on the background, you can see the chart is moving, growing up. Going up right here. So this is still in a huge base. Okay, let me just jump to where some of this are being formed. Okay, so this is international game. Again, they all have similar pattern. This one obviously have a bigger correction. It went down to 200-day, the black line, and now it's coming back up. And again, it's going through the 50-day right now. Las Vegas Sand, wow, look at this, right? Huge correction. Now it's moving up and closing in on the red line, which is the 50-day, right? So pretty close to it now. Again, this is Monarch Casino. You see the 200-day is catching up to the 50-day, and they converge. And after it converge, and it break out successfully, right? It broke out right here. So now it's just staying above this 50-day. So that's a good sign. So this could be a potential, early buy point if you want to get in. MGM looking pretty good. Again, broke through 50-day. That's a huge resistance area usually. Again, this one, same thing. It didn't even think twice. So that tells me this group is acting really strong. There's so much demand on the stock right now that they didn't even want, like, the technical chart doesn't even matter, right? Because the fundamental investors are buying it regardless of the technicals. So this is a really good sign. Pan National, Red Rock Resort, Scientific Games, Wynn Resorts. Yeah. So those are the big ones. So let's look at the next group we monitor. So industrial materials, we didn't see too much strength in the last week, which is quite surprising. Like they're not going down, but they're not going up either. So for this week, we're gonna skip that. Health, we are seeing strength in health. Especially in this biotech group. There's lots of stocks in this group, like lots. I mean, so many. Obviously, so let's just jump and look at some of them. Let's see. We look at the group chart right now. You can see it has it hasn't done as well this year. This biotech group, right? It went up January, February, but then it started to fall down significantly, and you can see this pattern here. But now, um, almost similar to to the casino group, where it did test the 50-day after it passed it, right? But it wasn't much of a test because look, on Wednesday it bounced above it. Thursday it hit new high and then it came back to it. So you can consider that a small test. Usually when I say test, like we are, it might go below it. It will shake out a lot of technical guys who pay attention to technical patterns. But it never did, so that's a good sign. And now look at Friday, right? It just make a new high. So now I'm not saying that this will not come back down again, but um, you know, but it could happen. But right now, it's looking pretty good. And so we want to look at the individual stocks right now. So let's jump to that. Uh, Again, there's lots of stocks in this group. Oh, sorry. Let me just- Okay, I'm trying to find my two here. Okay, I can't do it in this one. Should I? But here is a double bottom pattern, and it's moving up the right side of the base. So let me find one. It's probably I don't have those. So this one is ARGX, and you can see it's starting to move out on the right side, right? This is a long base. So most of them are actually have corrected quite significantly this year. Um, so that is a problem. And then here, same thing here. This is another base. So this whole one, I'm trying to find the stocks here so that I don't have to like type in the symbol. So here you go. Okay. So here's another one at Ultra. Okay. Yeah, so BioNTech, we have covered this quite a bit this year. Obviously had this huge run recently, and now it's digesting its gains. And this, we talked about this pendant before, right? This is the pendant. Like because this looks like a pendant right here, and this is the cross point, right? So the stock has to decide as this pendant dive converge together, um what is it gonna do, and either there's more buyers or there are more sellers, and it's gonna make a decision whether it will collapse or it will go up, right? So that's something to watch for. Now the longer it stays at this level, the better it is because it shows that um, the weak investors who have got out, the longer it takes them, usually they don't have the patience, they will get out and they'll be like, oh yep, I'm done with this stock, and then and then you see the selling happen. But because the price are not going down much further, again, this is a good sign. It's been around roughly 2 weeks now, more than 2 weeks now. So generally, if it go 3, 4, 5 weeks without going down, that's a good sign because that means it's building a nice base right now. Cara, this is another biotech. Now I don't know too much about each individual biotech, but overall the group is just acting really strong. Now this one has a big it jumped up a lot and then went back down, and the price is in the lower teens, so it definitely more volatile. Whenever stocks under 25, $30, they're definitely more volatile, just because of the price point and also the volume. So do look at the volume and the price point. That can help make it more volatile. Compute Gen. So there's just tons and tons of them, but they all have this similar trend, right? Like this huge correction. This one looks even uglier, but it's bouncing slowly here now. No, again, 50 days is very important. So if you don't feel comfortable buying at this level, you watch what happens after you hit the 50-day, right? Is it trying to bounce above it? Is there conviction from people buying the stock? You know, enter. So this one is pretty good looking. It's really recovering really fast. So you can see this correction right here, and now it's recovering really fast. So, so there's lots. Um, I'm not gonna go through them. There's just so many. This is Gilead, which is pretty big stock. I'm going to jump to Moderna here for a second because we have been covering that as well. So here you will see similar pattern as BioNTech, right? This is the pattern. So at some point, here's the cross. Now, most of the time, it will make a decision even before the cross, and basically who's going to win, the buyers or the sellers, and it will make that decision for you, and then you usually just follow that pattern. So this is another good one, Maravai Life Science. It's a very nice chart pattern. This is probably one of the best looking chart pattern in this group. It has it broke out this nice base and then it just ride the 10-day, right? So here's a 10-day right here. Here's another 10-day pullback. Now is another one, right? So it makes 39% from this buy point right here. So this week commodities energy they have recovered a lot. They were huge sell off. I can remember 7-8 days sell off, and then this week it did recover. But most of them are still below key moving averages. So I don't generally buy below key moving average, including like 10-day, just because it could be still volatile, right? So I rather to buy when it's more stable. But definitely they're at low price right now. So if you're willing to take the risks and it's definitely not too bad to buy to look at some of those financials. They've been pretty strong. Like they're pretty stable. Um, you know, and if we go towards the end of the year and if the treasury yield are able to maintain what it is and inflation are going to move up, then you should see the financial stocks gain, better. Now this one are the bank's foreign stocks. So let's jump to it. You know, so you can see that this group overall has undergone a correction. Now it's moving up the right side, right? And it passed 50-day. It did test it on Thursday. And then Friday it bounced back. So now we're seeing this 200 days moving average, the black line. So that seems like a resistance right now. So we do want to see it past this resistance, right? And then that way, there'll be less resistance level here. So let's look at the individual chart to see if it follows the same pattern. So here's this base right here, right? And now it's moving up, and you can see it's near the previous high already. So this one looks a lot better. It's not near the 50-day, which is this one. It's now much higher than the 50 days. So these are I guess the leaders in the group, they're doing much better. And you can see on Friday, it's trying to break out above this 1721, which is the buy point. Um, so let's look at the next one. Um, sorry. Here's BMA, and again, we're seeing a strong chart pattern here in terms of the right side of the base, and even on this down day, it was able to close at the top of the range. So again, really strong sign, and we're seeing this trend right now. It's going to break out of this base here. This is CM Canadian Imperial Bank. Doesn't look as good on this one. Let me see here. We have GGAL. There we go. That's GGAL. So this one is Argentina Holdings, and it is looking pretty good here. We have HDB, uh, Indian Financial Bank. So this one, it's moving slower pace, but it's still moving up on the right side. And we have another Argentina bank here, also moving up. So this is a much smaller cap, but anyhow, there's some strength here in the foreign banks. Overall, we are seeing continued broadened strength in many groups behind the scenes. So definitely keep watching this bull market. Hopefully, it will close the year strong. Thanks for watching this video. Feel free to contact us at any time with this email right here. Thank you very much. Hope to see you next time. Give us thumbs up on this video if you like it.